Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, and we're just jumping right into things. In yesterday's episode, we showed off a pretty fun Regirock team, so we'll be playing a couple more games with it today. Once again, it's a rental, so feel free to try it out. All the details are in the description below, and thank you once again to the creator for posting this team on the VGC subreddit. Also, yes, I made a pretty bad mistake against my opponent yesterday, forgetting about Regirock's clear body in game 2 against that Alolan Persian, so I apologize. I definitely, miss up and make some mistakes regarding like mechanics every now and then, so yeah, I just wanted to address that real quickly. Alright, first game here, pretty scary team. A lot of hyper offensive stuff, like Thunderous Dragapult with Kartana. You just max Airstream and kind of, blow away. Scarf Latios is actually pretty sick here, though, I think. Especially because I can Draco Meteor Dragapult, Mystical Fire Kartana, Ice Beam Thunderous. So I kind of like that. Man, Lapras is actually kind of interesting. I mean, Regirock's really good here, right? Other than against Kartana. So we don't want to lead Defiant Stoutland, though, I think, into Thunderous. We have to be very careful about that. Metagross actually does decent damage here. Actually, I think it's Moltres. Yeah, because Moltres punishes a Kartana Dragapult lead super heavily. So I think it's going to be Latios, Moltres, Regirock, and Stoutland here. Fini could be... sorry, not Fini. Lapras could be pretty good in this matchup, though. I don't know. I just really like trying to Dynamax Regirock as much as possible, but you shouldn't fall into that mindset. You should just, try to max whatever you think is the best Pokemon in the matchup. But I think Regirock could be a decent Maxmon here. So let's get into it. Thanks as always for watching Road to Rank. If you enjoyed, please show your support by leaving a like in the video. Question of the day, I want to know what's one thing you would change in Pokemon, whether it be competitive or casual. Let me know in the comments below. For me, Grimmsnarl and Thunderous. Alright. Well, Regirock as a lead would have been really sick here, but... Okay. Man, what do I do here? I've got Ice Beam. Part of me is like, do I just want to go for a nasty plot? How sick would that be? Because I could see my opponent going max Airstream into the Latios. No, I think that's too greedy. I don't know, actually. I don't know. Actually, you're never going to go max Lightning into Latios, right? It's going to be Airstream at best, so I feel like switching out and protecting here is actually really safe, because then I can pivot Moltres out into Latios turn 2, Dynamax Regirock, and just Rockfall the Thunderous if you Dynamax Thunderous. Yeah, that feels okay to me, actually. I'd rather play it safe here. And yeah, if we can commit the Thunderous to maxing, like Regirock's in a really good position, right? So, maxing Regirock could have been pretty solid for us here, though. I regret not doing it, but I was worried about Dragapult, Fini, Kartana, Rotom, stuff in general, just outpacing us and doing a lot of damage. So, let's see. I think if it is max Lightning into Moltres or an Airstream into Regirock, both of those are fine. Fake Out would make some sense here on the Grimmsnarl, I would say. So let's find out. Okay, yep, Fake Out into Regirock. Okay. Airstream or Lightning? Yep, they Airstreamed. That's fine though, right? Like, yeah, I could have nasty plotted there, but then what do I do the next turn? It's still kind of awkward. Like, yeah, this is honestly fine. Like, I don't mind this too much. They're life low too, yep. So, I think Fiery Wrath, I guess, was the best play there, but risk versus reward-wise, I didn't think that was, like, super worth it. If I'm them, I'd probably go Reflect. Oh, man, my only fear is if they are Light Clay. Sorry, not Light Clay. Eject Button. Because I want to Dynamax, I want to Rockfall into Thunderous here. Given that I protected, I think I should switch into Latios. They might Airstream reading this switch, though. It's a pretty obvious switch. Could I have brought anything else in the back to have helped me in this game defensively? Lapras, not great against this lead. And Metagross. Metagross is okay. Grimmsnarls do run, like, Sucker Punch or Foul Play a decent amount, so I don't know if it would have been really that good. Okay. We're going to go out into Latios. I mean, Dynamax Regirock is pretty good against both of my opponent's Pokemon right now. The only thing I'm just worried about is the potential Eject Button shenanigans. And if we get Eject Button here, we probably just lose the game, to be honest. I don't know. Like, so few Grimmsnarls are running Eject Button right now, where if it happens, then so be it. Like, sometimes you just run into that on the ladder. It sucks, but the majority of Grimmsnarls don't run it, so I'm taking a calculated risk here. Okay. Well, it wasn't a trick, which is good. They actually just went Max Lightning, which is fine by me. Which means it's actually an attack from Grimmsnarl, which is interesting. What are you going for? I wonder if Rockfall one-shots Thundurus from this range, though. If so, that would be huge. Okay, and Spirit Break. That's fine. That is totally fine by me. I do not need Latios right now. Now, it actually was pretty good against a lot of my opponent's Pokemon. But I think it's fine to trade Latios for a Rockfall into Thundurus, especially if it's just one-shots. Because then I can bring out the Stoutland and use, like, you know, get the Intimidates off. Nice. Okay, huge. That's really good. That is really good, because I still have 2 more turns of Dynamax on the Regirock as well. I think if I were to adjust this team a little bit to my personal preferences, I would probably change the Stoutland to Sandrush, and then I would also change Regirock to Weakness Policy, and maybe even add, like, Surf to Stoutland, so that you can just Surf Weakness Policy, Rockfall turn 1. But I really like the support Stoutland set as well, and I think it makes a ton of sense. It's just, you know, something I like personal preference. But I think we can go into Stoutland now. Who did my opponent have in the back? Dragapult, Rotom, Kartana. I don't remember the last one. Oh, Fini. Okay, that's fine. That is more than okay. Because now I can start going for Howl. And we can finally get some Howls off with Stoutland, which is sick. Misty Terrain is up, so obviously can't go for... Oh, man, if you are Spirit Break, like, what are the odds it is Eject Button? I don't know. But then why wouldn't you have booted the Regirock out there, right? Okay, I think... Who do we have as the last one? We have Moltres. Grimmsnarl doesn't really do that much damage, so... I don't know if... I don't think a +1 Rockfall KOs Tapu Fini, but... So it actually may be better to Quake this turn. +1 Quake into a Rockfall next turn. Okay, I'm down to Howl Max Quake this turn. Grimmsnarl's revealed only Fake Out Spirit Break. I don't know, Screens as the last 2 make sense. Would you really not run a Dark type attack in this metagame right now? Protect? Wow. I mean, I don't mind that at all. Like, that's not a problem. It's pretty good damage from Scald, actually. Is that Specs? I don't know. I don't know. Either way, I mean, yeah, Grimmsnarl protecting there is not a problem. Does it have Foul Play as the last one? Like, that's a big question I have right now. Ooh, Rockfall would have KO'd Fini, actually. That may be Specs then, given how much damage we... Oh, never mind. That was a crit. Okay. I was thinking, based off that, my opponent just had no bulk on that whatsoever. It might still be Specs, though, actually, because... I mean, Regirock does not do that much damage, right? Okay. We have lefties. I think I should survive a Scald and a Foul Play here, even. And that's the worst case scenario. So... Rockfall into Grimmsnarl. And just Snarl here. Snarl's gonna do no damage, but lowers Fini's special attack. And I think Moltres... Oh, wait. Moltres does not just necessarily win against anything my opponent has in the back. I still have to think very heavily about... Because it's not gonna win against Rotom-H. It's gonna win against Kartana, though. And I think Kartana would be more likely. This is the most interesting Grimmsnarl set I've seen in a while, though. Fake Out Spirit Break, Protect. Well, I guess actually the only thing that makes it interesting is the Protect, but that is not a move you see on Grimmsnarl very often. And it's one, like, can pay off, right? Because Grimmsnarl is one of those Pokemon that players just, like, don't expect to run Protect, that a lot of people will often aggressively double up into it. Okay, they just go for Skull. Nice. Okay. We get Snarl off. Literally does no damage, but I lower Fini special. I mean, if I had any attacking move other than Snarl, I'd definitely go for it onto Tapu Fini right now, but I did not. But I think Fini should faint from 2 more ticks of sand. Okay, Grimmsnarl goes down. Very nice. I don't know. I mean, I could have KO'd the Fini here, but I don't think Fini's that scary, given that it's on a timer with sand damage. Yeah, 1 more attack and it'll faint, right? So I can just double protect this next turn. So I think we should be good, actually, now, because I can double protect and Fini can't heal itself. If you're running Scald, I mean, Specs is the most common item. I don't know my Choice Specs Fini damage calc super well, but the upside is at least I can't burn us with the terrain being up right now. So let's see what the last one is from my opponent's end. I actually don't even need to protect with the Stoutland. I can just Snarl with that. It's actually Rotom, which is totally fine by me too. So given that it's Rotom, I think I always go protect here with the Regirock. 2 turns of Sandstorm left. I think protect and Yawn is the play I want to go for. Onto Rotom. Yeah, I think that's pretty fine. Because I can see them going for a Nasty Plot here instead of going for just like a Thunderbolt, right? Or an Overheat. If I'm my opponent, I would Scald into Regirock and click Nasty Plot with Rotom. So by protecting, Fini faints from the sand. Rotom, you know, is going to fall asleep in the subsequent turn. And this is a good mechanics reminder, just because I've had people comment in the section below, be like, oh yeah, like why are you using a Fake Out into a Pokemon on their Psychic Terrain, or in this case, like a status condition in something like when Misty Terrain is up, and that's because Rotom is not grounded. They don't go for Nasty Plot though, so that should secure us the game for sure now. So Regirock was really the MVP here, actually. My opponent just was not able to do enough damage to it. And this is one of the beautiful things of VGC in a Dynamax format. If you can get your opponent to Dynamax early on, and you have something like completely hard counters that Dynamax, it can give you such a big advantage. Like a huge advantage. So in this matchup, for example, Thunderous Dynamax turn 1, that's bad. But Grimmsnarl wasn't putting on very much offensive pressure. You can also see what, like, I was deliberately targeting around the Grimmsnarl because I did not want to just give my opponent a free switch in. And Grimmsnarl is not a Pokemon that typically applies a ton of offensive pressure. So that worked in our favor. But yeah, like most Grimmsnarls nowadays you're going to see are Light Clay. Eject Button is always like a best of one shenanigan you may have to prepare for. It's hard though, like... In this game, I did not feel like I had an opportunity to just safely protect in front of the Grimmsnarl. So, yeah. They are just going to go for Thunderbolt on a Regirock, but with the Sandstorm and then with that Quake boost, we survive easily. Get the Snarl off. Oh, I should have gone for Howl to see the animation there. Because, oh, we missed Stone Edge, so we can go for Howl. Nice. Sand is gone now, but they fall asleep as well. With another Pokemon in the back, and Rotom's special attack lowered so much, it should be game over. So, yeah, I think the main thing here is that my opponent didn't bring the Kartana, which meant that Regirock just did super well into this matchup. Yeah, I'm just going to Howl and Stone Edge here. No, I guess Body Press is probably safer, but... What does the Howl animation look like? I don't think I've seen. That's pretty cool. Well, I mean, it's exactly what you would expect Howl to look like. Unfortunately, you don't see, like, the partner Pokemon also getting a boost, but we get the Stone Edge off, and that should one-shot Rotom. Beautiful. So you can see that Regirock can turn pretty bulky, right? You get the Sandstorm lot, you get these special defense boosts, and it's actually pretty difficult to KO. So I think the main upside in this game for us is that we didn't take too much damage from our opponent's Dynamax in the early game, and then our opponent didn't have a great answer for a late game Regirock, especially with this combination of Howl and Sandstorm. Oh, I am curious on the team. So Citrus Tom did have Nasty Plot, but I guess my opponent wasn't sure if a double up would have KO'd, which makes a lot of sense. This is interesting. It was actually a Light Clay Dragapult of all things, with Phantom Force, Dragon Darts, Light Screen, Reflect. AV Kartana, which makes a lot of sense. It was Specs Fini. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. Which means, actually, Rockfall may... Well, no. I don't know if a +1 Rockfall KOs. But Beery! Wow, Fake Out, Sucker Punch, Spirit Break, Protect. Huh. And it was Admin, too. No wonder it was doing more damage. Life Orb Thunderous with Taunt over Protect. Protect is obviously the standard, but really cool team. But Beery Grimmsnarl is super interesting. And I actually guess... Well, I mean, I didn't Sucker Punch. Or, sorry, I didn't attack with Latios turn 1, but Sucker Punch could have applied pressure against that Latios, which could have been pretty bad. Seeing offensive Grimmsnarl was really interesting, and I think, like, the element of surprise is definitely a huge element in competitive Pokemon, especially in Best of 1. A set like that could really have messed me up. But fortunately, Grimmsnarl just didn't match up super well against this team in the first place. Man, there's a Corsola there, Cursola. Oh gosh. Okay, well this is clearly a Trick Room team with the Dusclops, Torkoal, and Cursola, but then you also have Rillaboom, Togekiss, and Urshifu. Huh. Regirock? Question mark? Policy Cursola, I think, maybe? If you want to set up Trick Room, you can always just go Togekiss, Dusclops. This feels like a Moltres game. Oh, Yawn is actually really good against any Trick Room stuff. So I'm down to go Stoutland Moltres, actually. And in the back... it's never Latios. I think it's got to be actually Regirock and Lapras here. Yeah. Actually, I think this was a pretty clear-cut team preview. Metagross does not fare well into most of my opponent's team. It does well into Togekiss, that's pretty much it. But I don't think Togekiss is going to be offensive here. I think they're going to be support-oriented with Follow Me, maybe even Babiri and Scarf Latios into a matchup where my opponent's team is just really... or most of it is like pretty slow, and there's a Trick Room just doesn't make very much sense. Especially if Trick Room goes up. Like, it's not like Latios can even one-shot anything on my opponent's team, but... obviously, Cursola is the Pokemon I'm very curious about right now in Team Preview. Alright, what do we got? It's going to be... wow, they just go Dusclops Cursola immediately. Okay. I just want to double check Cursola real quick, because I haven't seen this Pokemon in so long. Yeah, they have Frisk, obviously. I don't know, like... I want to Yawn it. Man, Regirock actually would have been great here. I could totally see it being Self-Shadow Sneak into a Policy, but I think Yawn onto Cursola turn 1 is not bad. I really want a Nasty Plot, to be honest, because I don't think I'm in much danger offensively right now. Okay, let's go Yawn Nasty Plot. Oh, I guess you could always just max or protect Trick Room. Nope, they're maxing. Okay. Do you have any attack that can just destroy the Moltres? That's another question. Also, can this thing set up electric terrain? Because if not, you just go to sleep turn 2. That's huge, right? Because then I think Moltres just sweeps through. But oh, Cursola does get Hailstorm. Maybe it just Hailstorms Moltres here. Yeah, it is Shadow Sneak. Okay. Right. You have weak armor. Do you outspeed us now? Probably, right? Oh, I didn't think about that. That may be a problem. They have Hailstorm. Oh, oh, but they target Stoutland. Nice. Okay. That's huge. That's huge. I think now they're in a terrible spot, actually. This Stoutland has been so clutch. Yeah, that's huge. That's so huge. Because now I get the Yawn off against you. And I get the Nasty Plot. I even used Cursola on Road to Rank, like, it's been a long time now, but, yeah. Honestly, totally forgot about weak armor policy. Well, I expected a policy, but I forgot about weak armor. Okay. What do you do here for my... like, I think I can just double protect, right? Like, that seems okay, because I think Moltres just beats my opponent's entire team if I make it through this turn. Yeah. I think there's actually merit to switching out Stoutland here. I'm down for that. I'll switch out into Lapras. The reason being because Stoutland doesn't do anything for me right now. I'm not going to need Snarl. I want to conserve that Intimidate potentially against Rillaboom should it come out later on. I'm just quickly looking if this thing has a way to set up Electric or Fairy terrain, but I don't believe so. So if that's the case, and Cursola just goes to sleep, I think we're in great shape. I mean, they're just going Helping Hand. It may, I mean, this is going to hurt. Helping Hand, Hailstorm through Protect. May have been better to actually max guard there. Yeah, I was thinking I wanted to max Regirock. Whew. They have Rockfall as well. Interesting. That's a crit. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. Because you can Shadow Sneak Moltres now. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. If it weren't a crit, it was just instantly game over. Because we're at +5 special attack. Oh. Oh, there's no way. Actually, do we just faint from sand here? No, we don't. Oh, come on. Well, that would have been a reason to max guard. Like, I didn't consider the possibility of a Helping Hand crit attack, max attack into me. That sucks. Yeah, I guess maxing Moltres was the correct play. Wow, that actually just made this match so much harder for me because this was pretty much a guaranteed win. I guess I got greedy. I don't know. Yeah, it would have been right to max, I guess. We'll Fiery Wrath here and Freeze Dry. But if they get a one-turn Wake Up now, I actually might lose the game too. Wow, they needed that crit too because if you don't get that crit, you can't Shadow Sneak to KO us. And then I can just Fiery Wrath, Freeze Dry, pick up a double KO, and then we just win the game, right? Oh, that's such a shame. Wow. Well, that's Pokemon for you sometimes. And, like, this is a good example of how I could have mitigated, like, the worst-case scenario bad luck. So I freeze the Dusclops in return, but I would have preferred no freeze and no crit. This is an example of how I could have mitigated the worst-case scenario, but I don't know. Like, was I really going to read into a Helping Hand and a crit and Rockfall, too? That's interesting. We can obviously go Regirock now. Honestly, if they stay asleep and frozen this turn, I think we probably still win the game, but like it felt like I had a guaranteed win, so I guess I should have just max guarded Moltres. Because I don't think my opponent had any offense against Moltres, so no reason for it. Like, just let the Cursola fall asleep, right? I'm just going to Rockfall here and go for another... Actually, I'm kind of down to Hydro Pump. Nah, let's go with more consistent damage for now. Alright, let's see if Cursola wakes up, and if Dusclops stalls out. Yeah, I see the reason why I thought I'd be fine anyway. I didn't think about the Helping Hand option at all. I was like, okay, even if you get a +2 attack into us, you're gonna do damage, but like you're not gonna KO us, right? You're not gonna like. But the thing is that like the Helping Hand into the crit did enough so that Shadow Sneak could pick up the KO. So it was like the worst case scenario. So yeah, I think in retrospect, given that Moltres had already set up and given that my opponent barely has anything for Moltres in this matchup, correctly would have been to just max guard because then afterwards Dynamax Moltres can just pick up each Pokemon. Turn after turn. And Cursola wakes up, man. Okay, that doesn't do much, though. Alright, we get the Freeze Dry off. I mean, the thing I'm worried about is Rillaboom in the back, right? So we should at least KO Cursola now, but we do take, like, 30-40% of damage before fainting, which is frustrating. Let's see if Dusclops stalls out here, too. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, jeez. I mean, we were lucky to get the freeze in the first place, I guess. I shouldn't complain about that, but can't help but roll my eyes a little bit in this game. But this is a perfect example of a game where if I lose, I know exactly what I did wrong. Even though we got insanely unlucky, I could have just prevented that luck in the first place by maxing Moltres. So, yeah. What's important is that we still play the game in front of us and try not to tilt right now. Should be Rillaboom coming out if you have it here. That's the frustrating thing. Oh, because like Moltres would have destroyed Rillaboom too, but that's the reason to have maxed. Sad. Rillaboom's actually really bad to go up against right now. Like I can Rockfall Clops and switch out into Stoutland, I think, for the Intimidate, but now Rillaboom has a super effective Grass type attack into everything that I have, which is kind of bad. The Intimidate helps a lot here though. Oh, it's funny because like even with the worst case, I was like, oh, it's okay. They're asleep. They're frozen. Now it's like wake up, thaw out, take all this damage, cry a little bit. Just sad. Let's see. Okay, that's a great turn. Wait, that's huge. I'm actually really surprised they protected there. I don't think they need to, but I guess they just wanted to stall it on to turn to Dynamax. I don't even think Rockfall KOs from this range. Did it? It did not. Sad. Okay. But honestly, I'll take it. Like, Dusclops faints, right? And Regirock heals a little bit more, and the Rillaboom's intimidated. That's actually a really big deal because you can't cycle out that Intimidate anymore. Also, by using Protect, you confirm that you don't have a Choice Band, which is a big deal as well. This also means I can double up onto Rillaboom potentially for a KO this next turn. But it might be worthwhile to actually switch out Stoutland and then back in for another Intimidate. Okay. I'm really surprised to see Rillaboom Protect there. I guess my opponent just didn't want to get doubled up into and take a lot of damage. Oh, Urshifu's the last one. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, I think I just lose now. Man, I just needed a max Moltres. I'm tilted. This one's a little tilting. Especially because they didn't even go with the slow stuff. Like, I thought Torkoal would be in the back. How do I win this now? Okay, I don't have any damage with Stoutland. That's the problem. Howl Max Knuckle. Hope for a KO. Actually, I think maybe it's the switch out and Intimidating. No, but I think I need Lapras for damage. They detect. And just glide, okay. Can Regirock pull it off? I mean, I do have an Intimidate onto a Rillaboom. Yeah, this was an uber frustrating game. I just needed to Dynamax Max Guard Moltres turn 2, especially given what my opponent had in the back. I think I just got a little greedy and, yeah, didn't fully think about my win conditions. And I get punished. You know, that's what happens when you greed a little bit. The safest play absolutely would have been to just protect. So, I deserve that one. Shame. Yeah. Like, Moltres was a much better Pokemon in Max in this game than Regirock was. So, you know, even though the odds of us getting crit there are obviously really slim, and, like, the wake up plus the thaw out, first of all, I was lucky enough to get a freeze in the first place. I shouldn't complain about that, right? Okay, let's not give up, though. Is this winnable? That's still the main question to ask. I can't protect in front of an Urshifu, and the Urshifu should always target Regirock, but I don't know if you can KO Regirock is the thing. I might have to Blizzard here. That's the thing. Yeah, I think I am going to Stone Edge into the Rillaboom. Well, do I need to Stone Edge that? Given that Urshifu protected, my opponent's been protecting so much, I mean, that's the safer target. Blizzard Body Press here. Yeah, this is what I mean. They keep protecting. But this probably one-shot sus. Wait, no, you targeted Regirock. Oh, it's still one-shots? I actually thought we were going to survive that. Darn. Okay. Well, now we lose. But I couldn't protect in front of Urshifu, obviously. Unless Blizzard just KOs here. And then we one-shot Rillaboom. Does connect. They have a special defense drop. So close. I am actually very tilted from this game because I messed up by not maxing Moltres. Like, I'm more tilted from not maxing than the crit, honestly. Yeah. That was such a misplay. Because Moltres would have come... Like, it literally one-shots everything after if I just max guarded there. I actually thought we'd survive close combat, but maybe I give Regirock a little too much credit. I'm going to do that calc real quick. Yeah. Well... I think Blizzard was the correct play there. Well, maybe Freezer actually would have KO'd, and then we had a single target Blizzard against Rillaboom. But this was an inexcusable game to lose, honestly. Should have just maxed Moltres. What did I want to do? The damage calc against Regirock. Because to be honest, I actually thought Regirock was going to survive that. Because his defense is so good. Urshifu into Regirock. Close combat does 114 to 134. I don't remember how much HP we have, but I think that would have been close to a guaranteed KO. May have been a damage roll there, actually. Yeah. I just needed a max guard. I also didn't expect Rockfall. Like, the Rockfalls... Well, I mean, Hailstorm... We already saw Hailstorm, so it's not like I didn't know my opponent didn't have a super effective attack into Moltres there. So, yeah. I just needed to assess my win con better, and Moltres just clearly destroyed everything on my opponent's team. So, that one hurts a little bit, I'm not going to lie, but you live and you learn. Cinderace here, that's interesting. This feels like a pretty decent Regirock game, honestly. Like, even Stoutland Regirock feels good here. I don't mind that too much. I like Moltres in the back. And then I think Latios. Mainly for Mystical Fire into Ferrothorn, but also just a fast Draco Meteor. Oh, I don't know, Metagross isn't... No, I think I like Latios a little bit more. This is a really cool team, though. Okay, if my opponent didn't crit in that last game, though, would I have been fine? I think so. Because then I literally can just Fiery Wrath, Freeze Dry, pick up a double KO, even though you have Rillaboom and Urshifu in the back. It's still a 4v2. But... Like, the thing is, I should have assessed the situation more, because at that point, why am I not Dynamaxing Moltres, right? What does protecting accomplish? Well, I guess protecting actually accomplishes them proccing a weakness policy through protect. That's the one thing. Blastoise, now Ego. Hold on. What's the Blastoise set here? If you were just like Water Spout with Choice Specs, that's a big problem. I think my play turn one is to Snarl and Protect, actually. Yeah, I think that's okay. It could be Gigantamax Blastoise. Could be Shell Smash. They're maxing. If it is Blastoise, we have to switch Regirock out next turn. Yeah, they maxed Blastoise. Wow, interesting. Metagross would have been pretty good into this, because I could have just max Quaked turn 1. Okay, we protect. Man, I'm sad about that last one. Ah, I misplayed so hard by not maxing. Yeah, they're going to Meteor Beam. I would think we survive this still, but let's see. It's just such a strong attack. This lead perfectly countered what I brought. Like, Metagross would have demolished this. Oh, they Meteor Beam into Regirock, actually. Interesting. And Cannonade it, presumably. That's so much damage, yeah. I don't think we max Regirock here, then. I also, yeah, I can't help but wonder if I should have been like a Hydro Pump into Urshifu in that endgame, and then hope for Blizzard to just connect on the Rillaboom. It's Life Orb Blastoise too, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it does a lot of damage. I might just sack Regirock in this game, to be honest. Okay, actually, the question is at what cost? Who do I Dynamax in the back? Yikes. I guess Latios and Moltres both aren't really that ideal. But my opponent's already used the Meteor Beam at least, which is good, so maybe it actually is Moltres, because I can just keep snarling. I don't want to switch either of these in, I think. It could be a Latios switch in, actually. Yeah, actually, maybe it is a Latios switch in here. And then I think we probably Dynamax the Moltres in this game. I think I just had my head set on Dynamaxing Regirock way too much in that last game. They have Gleam? Wow, okay, interesting. Haven't seen that in a while. The standard set is, on the Meteor Beam sets are like, you know, Sludge Bomb, Trick Room, Protect. Okay, that ended up being a pretty good switch for us. Nice. Okay, we get another Snarl off, which is nice. And now I pressure with the Draco this next turn, which is also nice. Maybe we can max Regirock still then, actually. I'm not discounting that quite yet. There's no reason to go for a Trick here, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Only downside is we don't have a Psychic type attack. So I can't just go like Psyshock or Psychic into the now Ego. Psyshock would have been like really nice in this position, but I think it's okay. Yeah, I think I'm actually just gonna go for another Snarl here and go for a Draco Meteor into... Do I really care about Blastoise or now Ego? Blastoise is the bigger threat to Regirock, so I guess we should get damage onto that. This Stoutland set's been great though. It's been really great. Okay, get the Draco off. Nice damage. It's under 50% now. That's great. They're just going to go for a Sludge Bomb. Okay. Thought they could have actually gone for Dazzling to get a Beast Boost off there. They're going to Hailstorm, double up Stoutland. Okay. I'll take it. Actually, I probably lose both Pokemon, right? So then I get Moltres Regirock out. Can protect Regirock, obviously. These things, now he goes at -2, Blastoise at -3, so not really doing much damage. I think both of our Pokemon faint here. Yeah, the Cannonade effect is just so freaking good. So good. Man, does that mean I have to max Moltres? Like, can I not get a Nasty Plot off? It's looking unlikely. Okay. Yeah, the lead just was better for my opponents in here. Like, if I could replay this, I would lead Metagross. But the reason I didn't, obviously, is because my opponent had a Comfey. Okay, we get Moltres. We get Regirock. I don't even know if a max like Airstream KOs Blastoise from the range that we're at. That's my problem here. Man, I want a Nasty Plot so badly. I think I have to Nasty Plot. I'm so far behind in this game. The other play is to just max Airstream Blastoise. Actually, I think it does KO. What do you have in the back, actually? Moltres? Yeah, actually... I mean, you're really not doing any damage into Moltres, though. Okay, I'm gonna protect Nasty Plot. My only fear is that Blastoise maybe outspeeds. Okay, they switch Nihilego out. That's fine. Into Ferrothorn. Okay, that's more than fine. That's what we like to see that. Especially if they like Ice Beamed and activated a policy here. That would be huge, but I doubt that happens. No, they went Hydro Pump. They're faster though. That's a big problem. That's why I wanted to Airstream, right? Oh man. Okay. Yeah, that might be a problem. Because I think I might need a miss or a double protect here. One of the two. Yeah, I assume that even at -3 special attack, you still... Oh, you definitely KO after this Cannonade damage. Like, Cannonade is just so good. So good. And for my opponent to just get 4 maximum turns of it the way they did was really bad for us, unfortunately. However, I think actually if we get a double protect, we are easily back in this. Or if they miss. Because what I want to do here is protect Dynamax and Airstream. I don't need to KO the Blastoise because this Airstream means I'll outspeed Blastoise the next turn. But we were playing this game from super far behind. I'm just still thinking about that last match. And this is the downside of Regirock. If you lead it incorrectly or... And you know, a fair amount of meta Pokemon still do pretty well into it. So it's like if it doesn't have an attack boost, you're not doing that much damage. Yeah. Us being slower really sucks though. But if we can get the double, Moltres and Regirock can actually pull this back completely, I think. So we need a double protect or a miss here, I think. But we don't get it. Okay. Did they miss? Okay, they missed. That's a start. We just needed one of the two potentially. Although now I could have doubled up onto the Ferrothorn. Oh, it's not a KO though. So close. Alright, here's hoping they went Leech Seed into the Moltres. Or Gyro Ball, that works too. It's a lot of damage though. Another crit. Well, it does activate Berserk. Now we're faster too, yeah. I think maybe we're fine. Because now Moltres is at +3 special attack, right? I can get a guaranteed KO with Max Airstream into Ferrothorn. Yeah, we needed Regirock to stay alive that turn, and that ended up happening. Because now I outspeed the Blastoise, so... It's been a crazy day of RNG for sure, but I still think I could have played a lot better in all the matches. So, lesson learned. But, you know, that's how you improve in this game. I am going to go Airstream into Ferrothorn. Actually, I honestly do not know if we outspeed Blastoise. We should, right? 70? Oh no, I don't even think it does, even with the second Airstream. Okay. I don't even know if Earthquake KOs, so to be honest, I'm just gonna play it safe and Body Press here. I really don't want to risk it. I'm just gonna Max Airstream Body Press. It's the safest play here. So it should be a double KO. And then the thing is, I can Airstream a third time into whatever's coming in, and then at +3 speed, I think Regirock might actually put in some work, and I can just click Airstream Earthquake. The other interesting thing is that you actually don't really do damage with Nihilego, because you've already committed your Meteor Beam. Okay, yeah, so we'll take Iron Barbs, but that's fine. That had to happen here. Yeah, I mean, this is an example of just playing to your win cons. I needed either a double protect or a miss, and the odds of that aren't super slim, right? They're still not great, but it's better than a 0% chance there. So what, Hydro Pumps, 20% chance to miss, and then you have a 1/3 chance of a double protect. So you just need one of the two to happen. Okay. Cinderace, okay. Ooh, now the question is, do you have Sucker Punch? You probably do, right? Oh, does Sucker Punch even KO is the question. I think the correct play is probably to just protect and Airstream into Cinderace. Because what I lose to is Sucker Punch, Regirock. Yeah, because I don't think Moltres takes any damage from Nihilego in the current position that we're in. So I think Protect is always pretty safe here. Alright, let's see. Wait, they're still faster? Oh. Okay. I don't even know if Regirock outspeeds Nihilego at +3 speed. But the question is, does Nihilego KO us here? Man, wow, I didn't expect them to still be faster there. They just Gleam. Does that KO? I think it might. It does. Let's see if Regirock at +3 speed can outspeed this Nihilego. I don't even know if it does. Get a Beast Boost. We need to be faster here. Click Earthquake. Hail stops, so we can't find out from the hail. If I just Earthquake there, I would have won. Oh, I didn't think Cinderace would still be faster. I should have known that from the spreads, though. I don't even know if this thing outspeeds at +3 speed, which is hilarious. How did Cinderace wait, was that Scarf Cinderace? Like, that had to have been Scarfed, right? We had Airstream twice. So we had double speed. Choice Scarf Cinderace? Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's just an Earthquake here. Nice. I was honestly not sure if we were faster there. What a crazy set of games today. Oh my goodness, I need a breather. I'm not missing something here, right? Like, how else does Cinderace outspeed us at +2 speed? Because I had Airstream twice, right? It had to have been Scarf. I was never going to see... Yeah, because I thought we had a guaranteed win by protecting there, because I was like, there's no way Cinderace would survive. We Airstream to KO. Jeez, that was a really crazy game. I think my opponent outled me completely, though, so I should not have led the way I did in this game. So here's okay, actually, one other calc I want to do while I'm here, though, is if I survive actually, two things. One, whether or not Sucker Punch actually KOs Regirock. Wow, I actually don't think it would have even KO'd. Yeah, Regirock's just so defensive that it might have even survived. So, like, because of that, then I think we could have just Earthquaked anyway. The second calc I wanted to do was... What was I interested in? Oh, right. Moltres into Nihilego. Like, do I KO at +3 special attack? Single target? Oh, I think I do. Oh, I do. It should KO. Well, they might have some bulk, actually. But this is looking like Fire Wrath would have KO'd. So given that, then, I think we actually could have just gotten away with the max Airstream. Well, I mean... Regirock ended up outspeeding anyway, so we were fine. I just wasn't sure if we were going to outspeed there, but yeah. I guess since we were always going to outspeed anyway, like, it wasn't actually as anticlimactic, or it wasn't as intense in the end game as it may have seemed, but I just didn't know if we were going to outspeed the Nihilego there, but that's something I just don't know the speed tiers well enough to know at +3 whether or not Regirock outspeeds things. So, I think Max Airstream Protect there is always fine, because it prevents a potential crit onto the Regirock. Actually, the thing is, even if Regirock goes down there, it doesn't matter, because now the Moltres is already at +3, so it'll just KO everything. But the key thing here is that we needed a double Protect or a miss, and we got it. But the odds there weren't great, so even though we found the win con, you never want to be in a position where you have to rely on that kind of RNG to win. So, yeah, can't help but think I needed to lead a lot better in this game. Especially if you look at what my opponent brought in this match. They went Blastoise, Nihilego, and what else do they have? I'm literally so frazzled from that game. I'm still trying to process it. Blastoise, Nihilego, Ferrothorn were the three, and then Cinderace. So yeah, Metagross wouldn't have necessarily been amazing because it gets pretty hard walled by Ferrothorn and Cinderace. But we had to play out of the hole that we did in the lead. The only other play I could think of that would have been better was Airstreaming Blastoise and then trying to sweep through with Moltres Regirock in the late game, but to be honest, I think we needed the special attack boost, because otherwise I just don't have enough damage output with Moltres. Without a special attack boost, Moltres is super underwhelming, so yeah. That was a crazy set of games. I think this game we got a little bit lucky, obviously, and we needed that. after a poor lead and a really great lead from my opponent. And then game 2, the clear play would have been to just max guard Moltres. Really upset at myself for not doing that, maxing, and I got greedy, was hoping to just go Fiery Wrath the next turn. But that's an example of a match where it's like I didn't prevent the worst case scenario, and the worst case scenario was actually so bad that it turned what should have been an insta win to a loss. So yeah, always think about, like, ask yourself what is literally the absolute worst combination that could happen, because that was it that turn. It was helping hand crit through protect. And all I needed to do was max guard there. If I max guard there, I just insta win the game pretty much, because then I go max darkness into Dusclops. And then, like, Moltres literally just one-shots everything from my opponent's team. So even though that second match was still pretty close, even despite all of that, I could have just instantly won earlier. So don't leave these small rooms open for your opponent to come back in. Even if it's the smallest of chances, if there's a today is a good example of how, like, the second game, my opponent had slim odds, but got it, and then was able to win. And then in this game, I had slim odds there, but, ended up getting it, and I was able to win. So any win condition exists, and you need to play around that as much as you can, and I didn't do a good job in that second game. So, yeah. Either way, that's going to be it for this one, though. So thanks so much, as always, for watching. Really fun episode. I had a lot of fun using this Regirock team as well. And Regirock came out in most of the games, which was sick, too. So thanks, as always, for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time. All right. Peace.